Montag felt his heart jump and jump again as she patted his pillow. Why?
Because he's got the book under her.
Because the book's there. Right now, she was pulling at his shoulder to try to get him to move so he could take the pillow out and fix it nicely and put it back. And perhaps cry out and stare or simply reach down her hand and say, "What's this?" and hold up the hidden book with touching innocence. School is shortened, discipline relaxed, philosophies, histories, languages dropped, English and spelling gradually neglected, finally almost completely ignored. Life is immediate. A job counts. Pleasure lies all about after work. Why learn anything save pressing buttons, pulling switches, fitting nuts and bolts? Is that what we do? How do you write when you're on social media? Complete sentences with correct punctuation and spelling using your $5 words?
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
It depends. If you're writing someone like a happy birthday, then you'll try and make it all like cutesy and like nice and stuff. Well,
But if you're arguing with
Some
somebody,
people.
your complete sentences and punctuation.
Yeah, but if you're just kind of chatting with your friends, does it matter? See, and that's the thing that I have seen. Since social media has completely blossomed in the past years, the writing in the classroom has gone down. The ability to write, kids don't write correctly anymore. I literally get papers with a U in it. Seriously, you can't even type out the Y and the O. But the point is look at what he's saying. Life is immediate. Do we like immediate gratification? Yeah, every time y'all take a quiz in here, are you going to send me the grade? Give me 2 seconds. But that's what you like. Guys, I remember a day when Power School did not exist. You waited 4.5 weeks before you saw what your grade was in a class, and then you waited another 4.5 weeks to find out what you ended up in. It's not this constant bing, bing, bing that you get every time a grade is entered. I used to average grades by hand. Me, the non-math person, yes. But that's the point, is the fact that we are so now caught up by what this technology has allowed for us, that we go so fast. It says, why learn anything save pressing buttons, pulling switches, fitting nuts and bolts? That's easy. You go to work. You don't have to think about it. Then you go home. What do? Whatever you want. Have fun. Don't think. Life's fun. Let me fix your pillow, said Mildred. No, whispered Montag. The zipper displaces the button, and a man lacks just that much time to think while dressing at dawn. A philosophical hour, and that's a melancholy hour. Mildred said, Here. Get away, said Montag. Life becomes one big pratfall, Montag. Everything bang, boff, and wow. Wow, said Mildred, yanking at the pillow. For God's sake, let me be, cried Montag passionately. Beatty opened his eyes wide. Mildred's hand had frozen behind the pillow. Her fingers were tracing the book's outline, and as the shape became familiar, her face looked surprised and then stunned. Her mouth opened to ask the question. Empty the theater save for clowns, and furnish the rooms with glass walls and pretty colors running up and down the walls like confetti or blood or sherry or solder. You like baseball, don't you, Montag? Baseball's a fine game. Now Beatty was almost invisible, a voice somewhere behind a screen of smoke. What's this? Asked Mildred, almost with delight. Montag heaved back against her arms. What's this here? Sit down, Montag shouted. She jumped away, her hands empty. We're talking. Beatty went on as if nothing had happened. You like bowling, don't you, Montag? Bowling, yes. And golf? Golf is a fine game. Basketball, a fine game. Billiards, pool, football, fine games, all of them. More sports for everyone. Group spirit, fun, and you don't have to think, eh? Organize and super organize, super sports. More cartoons and books, more pictures. The mind drinks less and less. Impatience. Highways full of crowds going somewhere, nowhere. The gasoline refugee. Towns turn into motels. People in nomadic surges from place to place, following the moontides, living tonight in the room where you slept this noon and I the night before. Mildred went out of the room and slammed the door. The parlor aunts began to laugh at the parlor uncles. What do you think about what he's saying? What does it say about sport?
They're necessitated to keep people occupied.
Mm-hmm. How many of you play sports year-round? Always involved. Okay. All right. And how often do you practice? Every day? At least every other day? Keeps you busy, doesn't it? Don't really have time to do anything else, do you? Interesting. Now, let's take up the minorities in our civilization, shall we? Now, a minority is just a group. It's a small group. We're not necessarily talking race or ethnic, where they mention them. But I just want you to remember, a minority is a group smaller than the majority. Don't step on the toes of the dog lovers, the cat lovers, doctors, lawyers, merchants, chiefs, Mormons, Baptists, Unitarians, second-generation Chinese, Swedes, Italians, Germans, Texans, Brooklynites, Irishmen, people from Oregon or Mexico. The people in this book, this play, this TV serial are not meant to represent any actual painters, cartographers, mechanics anywhere. The bigger your market, Montag, the less you handle controversy. Remember that. All the minor minorities with their navels to be kept clean, authors full of evil thoughts, lock up your typewriters. They did. Magazines became a nice blend of vanilla tapioca. Books, so the damned snobbish critics said, were dishwater. No wonder books stopped selling, the critics said. But the public, knowing what it wanted, spinning happily, let the comic books survive, and the three-dimensional sex magazines, of course. There you have it, Montag. It didn't come from the government down. There was no dictum, no declaration, no censorship to start with. No. Technology, mass exploitation, and minority pressure carried the trick, thank God. Today, thanks to them, you can stay happy all the time. You're allowed to read comics, the good old confessions or trade journals. What do you think about that? Okay. All right. Thinking is not fun. Because if you get, all upset about something, that's not fun. So he's saying that, guys, this is political correctness. That's what he's talking about. They didn't call it that. They didn't actually, I don't think, have it back then. And I'm not gonna tell you that the 50s were a great time period to live in for everybody, because I'll be honest, they just weren't. Lots going on in our country at that time. But this is how we are today. You can't say anything that might offend somebody else. Even the slightest thing, okay? Whether it's a racial thing or an ethnic thing or a religious thing. They just want everybody just don't say anything at all, because it might bother someone, and then we might have a controversy, and we don't want a controversy. What?
Like the Starbucks guy.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Christian church flipped out and
Well, it wasn't necessarily the Christian church.
It was like people that just started talking about it, and so other people started, and it wasn't like it was more a media thing than
Okay, wait, Presley, say that again.
like it was more a media thing than what people actually thought.
Okay, it's more a media thing. We have social media now, guys. We talked about instant gratification. It takes a post, a tweet, and all heck breaks loose, okay? These people standing there videotaping themselves, having all of these, let me just tell you what this is. Yes, it's a red cup. It didn't say death to Jesus. It didn't say kill Christmas. It was a red cup. But because it didn't say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, somebody got upset with it. People find things. And I've lived obviously a lot longer than you, and because you're now just really getting to the point where you're cognizant of things around you. I mean, a couple years ago you were young and didn't care, and y'all are kind of getting to where you're figuring things out. I hope you can realize that people are crazy. There are some crazy people out there that they just get all upset and agitated over the smallest thing. And then when we have something big that we should get upset about, everybody's like, oh, no, don't talk about that. We don't want to offend anybody. And to the point where people are scared to even stand up for the things they believe in. What happens when nobody stands up for what they believe in anymore? Hold on, what?
No one believes them.
Okay, yeah, things die. Things change. And he's going to get to that a little bit more. But look what he's talking about. You don't want to say anything that steps on the toes of somebody else for any reason. And he says the thing is that because people were offended with what was in books, that they stopped reading them. It wasn't a government dictate immediately. It came to that. But look what he said. We want to be happy. What makes us happy? Comic books and Playboy. We're going to keep those things. That's what he says. So, we're going to keep the things that, aren't too controversial. And then we're going to throw away the things that make you think and get you agitated or that might upset somebody else. Okay? So we'll go from there. Yes, but what about the firemen then, said Montag. Ah, Beatty leaned forward in the faint mist of smoke from his pipe. What more easily explained and natural? With school turning out more runners, jumpers, racers, tinkerers, grabbers, snatchers, flyers, and swimmers instead of examiners, critics, knowers, and imaginative creators, the word intellectual, of course, became the swear word it deserved to be. You always dread the unfamiliar. Surely remember the boy in your own school class who was exceptionally bright, did most of the reciting and answering while the others sat like so many leaden idols hating him. And wasn't it this bright boy you selected for beatings and tortures after hours? Of course it was. We must all be alike. Not everyone born free and equal as the Constitution says, but everyone made equal. Each man the image of every other. Then all are happy. For there are no mountains to make them cower, to judge themselves against. So a book is a loaded gun in the house next door. Burn it. Take the shot from the weapon. For each man's mind. Who knows who might be the target of a well-read man? Me, I won't stomach them for a minute. And so when houses were finally fireproof completely all over the world, you were correct in your assumption the other night, there was no longer need of firemen for the old purposes. They were given the new job as custodians of our peace of mind, the focus of our understandable and rightful dread of being inferior, official censors, judges, and executors. That's you, Montag, and that's me. What do you think about that? Not everyone born free and equal, but everyone made equal. Okay? Because that's why they go in with the kerosene and they burn from the inside and they use something that ignites. The houses, it's not that they were fireproof. It was kind of like, like a watch, just like water resistant. Like they wouldn't just catch fire on their own, but they can be set on fire. Yes? Absolutely. Absolutely think about it. Could you possibly be jealous of someone who's more successful than you, maybe has more than you? So we're not going to let anybody do that. How many of you have ever gotten a participation trophy? You showed up, or not, but we're going to give you a trophy because you were there. You're a champion. They didn't used to do that. Y'all seen that? Was it the Kia commercial or something where he rips the thing off or something? Or writes the winner champion or something on that. Guys, that's done so nobody's feelings get hurt. They got a trophy and I didn't. I have known parents that have gone out and bought trophies for their kids. Big, bad, amazing, tall trophies because they really wanted one. I'm serious. Yeah, my parents own a sporting goods store. I can't tell you how many people come in and just buy a trophy for their kid.
Oh my goodness.
And so, but what do trophies end up doing in your home? Sitting there, collecting dust, something to look at. So 20 years from now, man, I was pretty awesome on that 6-year-old soccer team. I was the only one that wasn't picking daisies that year. That's the thing. It's a game, but everybody's going to get a trophy. That's what they want. They don't want you to be created, to be different. They want you to be made the same. Can you imagine not having an opinion? Because you either don't care or don't know the difference. That's why they sit in a film class. They don't ask any questions because they don't know any better. Think about it. What if your whole life was like wearing dress code? It was already laid out for you, and you didn't even have choice. What if it was khaki pants, green shirt? That's it. Forever. Let me turn this off. I'm running close to time. Yeah.